Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Entry Point Esports. I am your host, Crash, joined by Cal, and we are here to hit a match day 2 reschedule, and it is
Hey, welcome back everybody. Sorry about that, bit of an internet issue, but we're coming back in here after the pistol round. It does look like the defense picked that one up. So opening up here into round number 2, T's are setting up for what looks like an A hit. A lot of pistols coming out through Palace. A little bit of alert going on by Victini, but here come the T's popping out of Palace. They get caught in the crossfire from Ticket though. Several people going down. Only one terrorist left alive. Victini, will he be able to find anything else? Sadly, no, does die over in Sandwich. Brewtal Tactics going to be able to come in here with a buy, picking up a lot of the AKs, picking up a lot of utility. Going to see the instant smoke coming out of Victini here. Going to be smoking out window. Should see Gino.
Am I back?
Fall back. Yes, welcome back.
We're going to see Victini push up Cat here. He's going to be quickly dropped now 4 versus 4. Pancake and Con, and Tover will come up to back him up. It is going to be a quick 3 versus 2, and now it's going to be Cutthroat and Cigarette to try and pick up the pieces here.
Just kind of trapped in this mid position. You can see Tover's up there, hanging out in ladder room. Oh, they're gonna spot Pancake, but he does manage to just get away.
There's a gap. There's gonna be a gap on that left side smoke. We're gonna see Pancake try and take advantage. He catches one off guard, and Cigarette hits the deck, snuffed out on the ground like most cigarettes end up. And with under a minute to go, Cutthroat is gonna have to do the impossible. Audio cutting in and out for him could potentially be no problem. Sees his shoulder on the edge of Con, and Pancake will swing out, take him down. Ladies and gentlemen, Ordnance Overload is up to 3.
Yep, winning the first gun round. That was pretty nice by Ordnance Overload. They do set up that window, but they get smoked out immediately from that spawn smoke, and then just kind of fall back and play around connector. And Brewtal Tactics find themselves just kind of trapped in mid without a clear response to get out.
Yeah, 100%. It's just kind of one of those deals where it just really does depend on how the kills go. Obviously, the util affects that, but how the kills go is really going to set up how the round plays out, being shoved into that 3 versus 2. Losing that Cat and Con control was a big detriment to them, and they are going to immediately lose Hypnos 2-on-2 for, is that supposed to be Hypnosis? Because I think those are supposed to be 5s instead of 2s. Either way, yeah, Hypnos is going to hit the deck due to a nade stack, and a quick shot will drop Inikyo as well. And then trying to find the deagle shot. Victini does find one. He will not find the second. Gino is there to make the play. And now 2 versus 4, but Cutthroat's made his way up mid. He could potentially catch him off guard. Knows that one is Con. Cigarette drops him. Going to try and find him in the tech. Won't get it done. Now getting shot at from CT. He's going to whip around. He's going to have to try and find the kill here. 1 versus 3. This is very much doable. Molotov flushes him out. Now swings out with a tech. Does find him. Gino hits the floor, and now he's got a rifle in his hands. Cigarette at 31 HP. He will survive 2 shots from an AK or M4. Both of these guys have AKs. Fakes the plant. Hunter's not going to budge. Tover's right there with him. They're going to swing together, play together. Here we go. Cigarette is going to need a miracle to win this one, but he just might get it. Finds the first, and now it's just Tover, and he finds him to the box. Tover saves Ordnance Overload from absolute embarrassment. That could have been absolutely insane, but now we will see them go up to 4, and just barely.
Just slipping out of Brewtal Tactics' hands there, but you're not going to be too upset with that. Cigarette doing absolute heroics on that one. And remember what they went into that round with, right? They only had pistols, so getting the bomb down, getting every other kill except for one you're going to take that as brutal tactics. There are far worse outcomes than what we just saw there. And it was interesting to see the way they played that. They opted for the default and spread out, whereas in round 2, we saw them go through Palace. So a couple different looks already coming out with brutal tactics.
That pinch on the connector, like you were talking about, was absolutely flawless. They played that just about as perfectly as they could have with the timings and with the positioning. And it looks like Gino is going to be moving around the map. Mach speeds, flying around at the speed of sound. He's going to burn his molly and his flash here to try and get himself out of this ladder room. And he's going to wait and try and see. He knows that one could potentially be in con. Pancake playing passive here in jungle. Minute 15 left to go. Brutal tactics are in a dangerous position. Hypnos. What a shot. Quick scope through the skull. And he'll tear that head off and put it on a pike as a warning to the rest. Minute 4 left to go now. Cigarette making his way through. Ab still spreading out. Not really sure what they want to do. Victini makes his way all the way into jungle. How has he done that? Now with 55 seconds, he's going to find a second kill as well. And now 4 versus 2. Hunter Zone and Tover are going to have to save the round one more time.
See if they actually
Hunter Zone
for it.
First ball. Victini is going to take them both down. And after a sneaky jump through mid-window, I believe, he is going to find himself a 3K and allow Brutal Tactics to get their first of the game.
And keeping 4 alive, even though Cigarette and Hypnos both go down pretty low. It's pretty funny, Cigarette's sitting really far up on B, right? Like, he's all the way on the end. And when those kills come in from Victini, he just backs up, doesn't need to actually engage as the flank, just decides on the long rotation. We got Brutal Tactics on the board now, going into round 6.
And they're going to try and build themselves up some of that T-side momentum. Pancake takes 2 damage from the molly. They are going to be going on to Deagles after the narrow round win, and then the round loss coming immediately after. That op shot was blinded for just a moment by that lone flashbang. That's going to be on Pancake to try and hold on to Khan like he has. Gunshots are exchanged. Nobody's dead yet. And we will continue to stay moving. Minute 20 left to go. Hypnos seeing nothing from his A main position. The closest man to him is Dan IGLs. We'll see how that plays out for him. Minute 9, these two are going to see each other, and Victini will take him down, make it 4 versus 4 now. And Danny GLs, can he make the play? He's going to have to try and find one with the Deagle here. Does he do it? He's got the head. Oh, but he whiffs the shot. He's whiffing more and more. He will finally get the kill as more rain down, but it might be too little too late. 2 versus 2. Hunter Zone has the AK. He knows 1 jungle, and he knows 1 ramp. And it's not going to be enough. Hunter Zone and Tober tried to make it work, but by the skin of their teeth, Brutal Tactics will find 2.
Victini with the 4, got to shout him out in the round there. And that came down to Cigarette, who unfortunately died up by B, and we saw Hunter Zone actually pushed up that side of the map, got a ton of info, and was able to get the CTs rotated in time to hold that off. And there was another one where, well, excuse me, the CTs actually lost, but made it a lot more costly for the offense to get in there due to all the information that Hunter Zone was able to ingest.
Yep, so far so good. Pancake finding a kill early on ramp will go down as a result. And we take a quick screenshot of the scoreboard right there. Ikyo's going to tank a nade that was meant for A ramp. And now as things slow down here on the A site, it's just a matter of time. And it's a quick spray, quick kill. Now 3 versus 3. And Gino will get dropped from connector. I'm not sure who that was, but it looks like we'll see the Steam page come up for just a moment. Now minute 10 seconds left to go. Tover's going to be pushing from CT. He does see him over the smoke, but it might not be enough. Nade goes out. It will not land. And it's going to be up to these 2 one more time. Spamming the smoke is Hunter Zone. Nothing comes of it. Tover takes a bit of damage from a ramp. Pushing the smoke. He finds the thing. Finds the kill. Great shooting from Tover. And now he's going to find himself a second. Going for the 30. Knows it's a ramp. Smoke's going to force away. Starts to defuse. Can he get on it? He does. Tover will defuse the bomb. Hunter Zone will have his back, and they are going to be back up on 5 here.
Victini finding that kill as he crosses through connector was huge for them there. But nice from Ordnance Overlords. They don't panic. They take their time, get into great positions, win their fights, and then they're able to, with that util, force the hand of the last terrorist alive there. So back and forth so far. See what does round 8 hold.
Yep, here we go. Second match day of the season. This is where playoff spots are won and lost right here, especially in a division as highly skilled as this one. And Inkyo is just going to be absolutely dropped by Gino coming up from Apps there. So now 4 versus 5, already working a man down on T-side Mirage. What's the plan for him here, Cal? Looks like it's just going to be a quick ass push, flashbangs, and utility does come out. Now the gunfights are exchanged. Tover finds 1, won't be 2. Now 3 versus 2 as Hunter Zone makes his way onto the site. Minute 13 left to go. Still plenty of time to get this execute through. Bomb still in Apps and Hypnos. Waiting for this market door swing. Hunter Zone gets dropped, but now Hypnos with a gorgeous flick. He's going to put him in a 1 versus 2. Dan IGLs. I don't know if it's Danny GLs or Dan IGLs. May not matter here in a second, and he will be dropped by Victini. And Brewtal Tactics are up to 3.
Yeah, Pancake opts for a quick play out mid there. I like what I saw from the defense. Unfortunately, just a little bit like out of position. They put a lot of effort into mid control that time, and the T's just opting to drop straight out of apartments and just flood B. So they do manage to hold off the retake, as a lot of the offensive forces are, bottleneck coming through kitchen. So good stuff from Arsenal Overlords. See it.
Yep. Brewtal Tactics just ever so slightly clawing their way back into this game. They're about to run head first into an A stack, though. Iniko, I believe is how you pronounce it, is going to continue this spray. Audio goes mute for a second. He'll find 1, but will not find 2. Now they know there's an AK down ramp, and they know there's at least 2 other guys there suspecting the A stack. They are going to push this. They're not going to be expecting Danny GLs here in the apartment spot, but he's going to be quickly found out and quickly dropped. It's Victini. That is a gorgeous play from him, and now they're going to try and set up and get exit frags here.
Yeah, and Nico takes so long to die there and trade out that kill that he ends up kind of getting more information than he otherwise might have. It's kind of interesting how that plays out, because that's what opens up the brewery to be able to rotate all the way to B through mid as quickly as they did. You could see they moved into top gear the minute that they lost to Nico, and he called those like 2 or 3 that he saw there. So nice little play from them to opt to just send in a player early. They do get a little bit lucky that he gathers that much information, but sometimes that's how Counter-Strike goes, You have these terms like game sense, you have these terms like timing that we use to describe things that in other contexts you might call luck, but in the world of Counter-Strike, sometimes not quite luck.
Man, do you feel like from your perspective, as from a player's perspective or an IGL's perspective, do you feel like that's an ideal trade on the T side to give up an AK for that much information?
In that case, absolutely, but it is so contextual, right? Like, he could have given that gun over, and then if they had been able to muster more of a defense, and maybe they don't lose a player, and they're more comfortable coming back into that B side, then it wouldn't be good. But I think in a round like that, yeah, absolutely, especially with them having 4 players already set up mid, ready to respond to it.
100%, 100% great insight from Cal there. We're going to be looking at a minute 35. Spams it, finds 1, will not find the second, but it could be good enough. He's going to delay the assault just long enough for Gino to get a smoke out in the middle of the fight. That's going to allow him to kind of just wander around, but there's a gap. Victini spots him, plucks him like a needle from a haystack, and he will take him down and put him in the ground. And in exchange, Hunter Zone from Sandwich finds the second. Unbelievable scenes, and it's Victini all alone to try and keep this bomb ticking. He gets tagged a bit through the smoke, won't find the headshot. Hunter Zone is there, makes the play. Tover picks up a new rifle. Ladies and gentlemen, Brewtal Tactics. Did the scoreboard get swapped? So that's Brewtal Tactics now in the lead, but that doesn't seem right.
Yes.
No, that's Ordnance Overload. Yeah. That's not good. I was wondering if the logos were swapped or not, but again, I'm not super familiar with the Entry Points esports franchises, as it were. So, we're here now.
Glad you noticed that. I hadn't picked up on it as I was trying to panic how I was going to analyze that round, because it was a mess. Ultimately, I think that came down to the counter-terrorist kind of got funneled through connector, but still managing to make it work.
Yep. It was one of those situations where killing kind of speaks for itself, and Nico is going to try and find it here. Will he find that kill? Yes, he does. And it looks like Pancake is going to get dropped into the connector as well. Now, Danny GL is going to try and find that kill in a return. Won't do it. And now it's Tover stuck on B site. While Gino is left to hold A all alone. Bomb is going B, however. He's got to make his move. Tover's getting burned. They hear the burning. Execute one at a time. Getting caught with util. Out is one. Tover swings back. Won't find it. And now Gino knows for sure that they're going to be pushing that B site, expecting a quick rotation. Is just going to play for exits.
Yeah, unfortunately, Arsenal Overlords just kind of losing a lot of their pressure out mid early. And in that position, it's just so hard to then have players completely separate on opposite sides of the map. You can't play together. You can't really, your information's a lot less useful in that context when you go down that early and lose. Not just the man advantage, but I think they lost it too, right? It was a 5v3. So, yeah, just nice strike back from Brewtal Tactics, just finding that space in mid. To see they are moving up on Gino. That's a little bit of time left.
He's hearing this for sure. He's got to be hearing this. Could have himself a kill if he's not. He's dead set. Somebody's coming down to A main. That could have been very bad for him.
I like the play though. He hears the noise, so you can maybe surmise that might be a ploy, right? That you're trying to get distracted by one teammate. You turn around and try to watch that angle coming out of Palace on the T side, and you're gonna get backstabbed. So Gino does manage to keep it. Let's see where he's gonna set up.
Very paranoid, these global players. You can absolutely tell. Hypnos. Try. Doesn't find anything yet, but Victini is going to find it. So, oh my God! What a play from Pancake! Swipes his head off his shoulders, and Hypnos is killed in turn as well. And now Hunter Zone picks them apart one by one. Just 2 men left. Luckily, Bomb's going to be dropped on Cat here. Okay.
I like this position from Tover.
Yeah, Tover is going to be on this second pillar here. It's not exactly clear. You see him now. He swings out, finds the first. Will he find the second? No, he won't, but he'll get him low enough that Danny GLs is able to clean up 7-5 half in favor of Ordnance Overload.
God, look at that scoreline for the offense. Hunter Zone, 14-8. Been a good game over there.
100%. He's also been the last alive for a lot of these rounds too. We've got a disconnect from Gino, and I think that is going to send us into a technical timeout. So I think we're going to go to a break here. If this goes on for a little bit longer, we will have to see. But yeah, great game we've got going here. First half just ended 7-5 in favor of Ordnance Overlords. Sorry.
Yeah, I was calling them Arsenal. I'm doing my best to confuse all of us. So apologies on that one. Arsenal is their other. Arsenal Ancients is their other team. Wires crossed there. Yeah, great half. Love to see it when it's that close. Going into that last round, could have easily had a tied game. But the CT's just managing to hold on there. Another case where they send the bomb up middle. They have 2 players play together coming out of A, but unfortunately just losing their fights there. Putting them at the disadvantage. And Ordnance Overlords able to close it out and take the lead.
Yeah, but it looks like we are going to be back underway here as Gino has rejoined the server. We will have to see how that goes. And it looks like we are going to get back underway here. Thought we might have been paused for a little bit longer there, but with 5 seconds left in the buy phase, 2 flashes and Glocks along with a Molotov for not Arsenal Overload. It's Ordnance Overlords. There we go. Gosh, that is a tough name. Looks like it. Don't think Victini hears this. I don't think he's calmed to this quite yet.
This position's going to be so important. We were talking about Hunter Zone 14-8. Well, look at Victini, 18-8. His survival here and what he can do on this site. So important.
Yeah, his team owes him a lot. Right? 113 on Mirage is very interesting. They are going to start the assault. Smokes and flashes do go out. First man contact is Victini, who hits the deck now 18-9. And now swiping out is Hypnos. Will find one. Cigarette goes down elsewhere. Hypnos finds another and a third. Oh my goodness. Hypnos is going absolutely insane. Fights another with a body shot. He's going for 4. Can he find it? get dropped. And now it's Hypnos again. Unbelievable shooting from him. And he is going to be up to 13 and 8 with a bomb defused to boot. My goodness, what a start for Brutal Tactics.
That's a great start to the half. You're hoping that the comms are lighting up with that one. As Victini goes down first and unfortunately doesn't even get the trade out. Understandable, he gets flooded with people, but Hypnos coming in with that smoke that's cutting off that other side. Can't see past arches, so just able to pick up and isolate those duels. Just one into the next one, just over and over again. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Hypnos.
We're going to have to see how Ordnance Overlords strike back here.
Is this off in round 2, Crash?
It sure is. And I think Hypnos came to play. I don't think he came to take prisoners. And with a minute 35 left to go, he is going to be watching this app swing, and he does tag him, but it's not going to get up for the kill. He will get him. That time, I'm not sure why Hunter Zone did that. Oh my God, what a shot. Cigarette hits the floor with no idea what could have possibly happened. And now the players in A main, Gino being one of them, is going to have to try and go get that gun. But the problem is it's so very far away.
I think it's B. They sent Hypnos back B.
That's interesting. And now that smoke is gone on A main, Iniko could find one here, and he will sees the shoulder one, will not find the second, but that is going to be more than enough intel for his teammates to rotate. Now the bomb is going to go on his site, and it's going to be 2 quick shots for Victini, up to 20 and 9 to start this game. And we are tied at 7.
Yeah, good job from Iniko. That was very important that he gets that kill before he goes down there. And Victini just keeping it cool, calm, collected. You know, there's a world where that FAMAS goes over to the offense, and you can see something maybe happen, but no such luck for the Ordnance Overlords, not the Arsenal ones. Getting it right that time.
Yeah. Getting better and better as time goes on, like any good CS player does. Now, looks like we're going to see them kind of forfeit a good bit of mid control here. Already giving up cart. Ollie behind it is going to be little late. And so now it's going to be on Victini to try and take some of this control back. He's going to sit in ladder room. That's a big nade. 40 damage is no small potatoes, but Gino does hit the ground. They've got a nice crossfire onto Cat here. So Cat is not possible, but they could make their way up Con. If Iniko is not paying attention, now we've seen one. It's been calm. Fires. Then now a leaping shot. Unbelievable from Victini. Absolutely insane so far in this game. And Hunter Zone is going to have his back turned. He'll get dropped. And now it's going to be all on Pancake in the 1 versus 5.
Nice team play. You know, Hypnos watching that angle, I thought for sure Victini was in trouble after that HE blew half his health away, but the first person pushing up there doesn't even get a chance to, just get shot in the back from window from that off. Very, very nice. And that opens up the re-aggression up mid too. You see Victini pick up those 2. That jumping shot you mentioned, Crash. All due to just a nice, almost like a bait and switch there, you know? Feeling confident
100%.
And getting caught.
It's like watching a great boxer, right? Throw a nice punch with the right hand, then the left hand, then the right hand again, and then he throws another with the right, and then another with the left, and you've just got no idea where these punches are coming from because they're just coming from places you're not looking. And that is one of the satisfying things about Counter-Strike. Of course, I had an old football coach tell me, you can't plan around greatness, right? And when the other guy absolutely nails a jumping headshot, no less, there's no countering that. There's no planning for that. You're just SOL, as Coach Smith would say. So, Brutal Tactics will go up to 8-7 here.
Keeping it even. And it is looking a little light for the T's here. What are they going to opt for? Hunter looks like he's picking up the full buy. Well, he managed to kick the AK, I suppose, but yeah, so you see a Tech 9, a little bit of util. Put in just enough effort behind this AK to get it in a spot where maybe it can do something, but they're going quick to be.
Yes, they are, making a lot of noise to boot. This is going to be it. They're going to start walking, but I feel like at this point that's a bit rudimentary, as Danny GLs is going to take a good bit of damage from an HE. Bomb is already here. They have sent the rotate, so now they're in a 2-2-1 as opposed to the 2-1-2 they were in. And now the minute 23 left to go. Pushing up mid. Oh, coming in. Cigarette hits the deck, and now it's 4 versus 5. To give them a chance to leap out on B. 2 kills are exchanged, make it 3. And now we're going to find ourselves 3 versus 2. It's Pancake all alone on the site, tries to catch one sleeping. Cutthroat is there, and he cuts his throat, tears him down, and now it's 1 versus 3 for Hunter Zone. Can't find the spray, and it's Iniko with the mid push who will end the round. Brewtal Tactics up 9-7.
Yeah, Nico got so far up there. They seemed pretty prepared when that B hit tried to come out. And it was interesting, they sent, I didn't quite catch who it was that was playing so far up. I think it was Danny, or Dan. I can't tell if that's Danny Goodlucks or Dan IGLs. Probably Dan IGLs. But Dan pushes up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I played with him back in 2021. I'm pretty sure it's Danny GL. I don't know what the GL stands for. I can't remember. That was several years ago at this point. I was also still in high school, so I hardly remember anything from those days. But I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. I keep bouncing back and forth between it. Gino, meanwhile, taking some serious damage, nearly gets nailed on the jump spot there. Smoke and deep apps is going to prevent his angle. It looks like they're giving up a decent amount of mid control here. Nobody's watching it. Minute 14 now. As things start to slow down, a stillness falls over our beloved Mirage as we wait and see what Ordnance Overlords want to do here. Still nobody in Brewtal Tactics is watching mid. They are letting them set up for as long as they want. 54 seconds. Still plenty of time. They're going to get the silent boost up. The flash, Molly, never mind, not a flash. It's going to be a Molly into mid window. So now they know for sure nobody's in that right side corner. But I think that is going to give away to Brewtal Tactics that something fishy's going on in mid window, and Hypnos is getting a little bit more aggressive here. He's just barely not going to spot this guy in con. However, if another goes up, he will be in line of sight. And now they are suspecting the con push. 23 seconds left, misses the first shot, and that is going to get them 4 versus 4. Now make it 3 versus 4. Trying to find a play. Big shot from Hypnos through the smoke. Drops Pancake. And with 10 seconds to spare, Gino's going to get the ball down. Hypnos tries to find it from lateral. Won't get it done, but a moving shot from Cutthroat through the lane. Dove through it, James Bond style. Drops one, and we're going to see another op shot taken 1 versus 2 now. As Hunter and Gino will try and take down Cutthroat, and it is not even going to be close. Gino drops him from top sandwich. And now, Ordnance Overlords have struck back.
Much slower around there.
Much slower around. And they tried to, I'm not sure what that means. If I'm being honest, I think that means Danny GL. Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, I underlined both of the things 3 times. And oh my goodness, Hypnos, that is disgusting. He's going for it again. He won't get it the second time. That damage from his own AP is going to be seriously detrimental. And oh my goodness, Victini has himself a double kill so they can hang on to mid for the time being. Bomb is still in T-spawn, and the assault of Ordnance Overlords has been absolutely shattered, but not without severe cost to Brewtal Tactics. Iniko now knows that the site has solid sprays, trying to find it through the box. The op can't quite find each other. With 3 bullets left, he's got to try and make this happen. Flash coming out from CT, blinds his own teammate. Bomb has been grabbed, and now the op on Gino. He knows the Cutthroat is in CT. Sprays on the first, won't find it. Danny GLs will take him down, and we are tied at 9.
Yeah, that was a bloodbath mid to open that up, and then as Gino creeps into the A side, I didn't see exactly what his pathing was, but does manage to pick up a kill and open up that A site. Then it was really strange from there because the T's were spread out across the map, the 2 remaining ones. You have one person with the op on A trying to defend connector against 2 CTs. It's a little dicey, but able to tie it up.
It looks like Hypnos is going through underpass here. Did they see him? I don't think they did. But it's not like they're going to use that positioning. Hunter Zone just absolutely floors Iniko. My goodness. Hunter Zone is on demon time today. And Cigarette 5-7 underneath Wood tries to find the first, and they all fall down. like dominoes at a birthday party, Hypnos is the only one left standing, and it is not looking good for Brewtal Tactics.
No, 5 alive it's looking like. Unless Hypnos can do some heroics here. Put some people to sleep, true to their name. Gonna be hard, though.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Just over half the time off the bomb, running through the smoke, trying to find one. He does find one. Not enough time to try and make a clutch here, but some exit frags. Hunter Zone taking some pretty severe damage there as well. So now, Ordnance Overlords will go up to double digits, and Brewtal Tactics will have to find a way to respond.
Brewtal Tactics needs this round desperately. They don't have the bank if they lose this, and they really need some kills. So, I mean, the worst thing would be to lose this round with a bunch of your enemies alive. Ideally, they want to win it, obviously, but at least if they lose, they need like 4 kills here. Or something,
Yep.
or an entire team wipe.
Yeah. Ooh. That is not a good start. Hypnos immediately biting the dust. Gino, once again, finding a kill for his team there. 16 and 13 so far today. His game, a great performance. Speaking of great performance, this Hunter Zone tears through connector like a hot knife through butter, and he has absolutely opened up this round. Victini's trying to answer back as best he can. 27 and 13, it may not matter. Crossing back up through connector. Hunter Zone has eyes on. Now elects to move to take care of the rotate through CT. Sees the shadow for just a second. Here's one chopping into mid window, and it's Victini. He will hit the floor. Now 2 versus 3. Victini and Cutthroat are both going to elect to split up again here, and now Danny GL will cut that off through top mid, and that is going to cost him some very, very valuable time. That nade's going to drop Gino, and now we've got ourselves a game. Victini in a 1 versus 1. It's going to take Danny GL too much time to get into connector. He is going to get there, though, on the edge. And pokes his head out for a second. Now, smoke the defuse. They have to respect it. They have to try. Victini finds the headshot. That is unbelievable, but there's no time. Victini with a performance of a lifetime, and he can't stick the landing. Ordnance Overloads are up to 11. I can't believe it.
He gets the ace, too. What more can you ask from this man? But you need the round win. This is so rough. I mean, they do manage to get the entire Ordnance Overlords line down, but, you know, they have enough bank to buy back in, and I just don't know that I expect Brewtal Tactics to be able to survive here.
Oh, my goodness.
Great
that is
round
absolutely...
31-13, the heroics of that.
Unbelievable. Superman out here. It's watching Superman lift up a skyscraper. My goodness. It's a heck of a thing, isn't it? And with a minute 37 left to go, we will get at least 2 more rounds of that greatness. Victini leaves the molly towards mid, sees the bullets, tries to get the jiggle. No damage exchanged just yet. Hunter Zone will take 21 damage. Now a smoke going into connector, molly in window. And we'll have to see how things shake out from here. Things have slowed down considerably compared to the last round, but Iniko is still in here with his 5-7, and he could be absolutely dangerous. If they don't find him, he's going to just barely shift through the smoke. Just under a minute left to go now. Victini's going to be smoked off as he swings through it. They're watching. Here's Util out. The chair player's not seeing it coming, but now the AK sprays come in. Hypnos finds one with the AWP. Victini's hit the floor. It's just hit Cutthroat, an AWP and a revolver. Big iron on his hip, and Hypnos is trying everything he can, but unfortunately it will not be enough. Here's one moving through. Khan, the big iron is not enough. A bullet fairly ripped, and unfortunately Cutthroat did not clear Leather.
Yeah, Danny coming in and getting those 2 openers straight through connectors, such a big deal there. Even getting taken down by Hypnos afterwards, the impact was still there. And this is tough, Crash. Brewtal Tactics has a buy. It's not bad. In fact, it's quite good. But I don't know that it'll be enough.
And we'll have to see. Victini and Hypnos will have to carry this team just a little bit further. And I just want to point out that Hypnos has more kills than Cigarette, Iniko, and Cutthroat combined. Just barely missing the skull of one right there. Cigarette's going to get super low and otherwise engagement. And now they're all hitting the deck all at once. Hypnos going absolutely insane along with Victini here. And now 2 versus 5. Tover and Gino to try and pick up the pieces. They know they have several rounds to play with here. There's no need for them to go crazy. He tries to find the first. Will not get there. Spamming through the wall. Picks him out of the air. Can he complete the job? Pistols are out. It's not enough. And Victini, by the skin of his teeth, will just barely find that last one. And Brewtal Tactics are up to 10.
He's like, no. 31, that ain't enough. I'm going for higher than that. I'm going to need some more rounds. Good job for Brewtal Tactics to stay in. It felt like that time they had a much better setup to get some crossfires and things going. They did some nice like bait and switches, able to find some fights and just, win them, obviously, but also put themselves in positions to have a better chance at winning them. So, signs of life still, round 23. Continue.
Victini, that's huge. An unbelievable swing into underpass, and now Danny GLs is going to walk out and get himself killed on A. I believe Pancake might have body blocked him from going back into the smokes. So now 5 versus 3, and Victini, it's completely costed him 36 health, excuse me. Now another nade takes them both up badly. Pancake gets the score. That's the bomb on the ground. It's sandwiched. They have to get that back. And now the 5-7 is out. Makes it pay. And ladies and gentlemen, we are on game point.
Stand corrected, Brewtal Tactics. I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. Great job staying in here.
It ain't over till it's over, right? Not till that fat lady sings. And she's getting warmed up, but I don't think it's over quite yet.
Oh, and it's not a full buy. We got Danny coming in with the Tech 9. Everybody else has an AK, so this is still very doable, but not at full strength like you'd like to be coming in the very last one. Round of regular.
See, Victini is going to be the first man to take contact here. Connector, he goes down. That's absolutely massive. And a double frag from Hunter Zone puts them in the advantage. Ordnance Overlords might extend it right here. And with a minute and a half left to go, Cutthroat is forced to flee in the market. Now they're going to redirect over to the B bomb site. They're going to be giving him alone to try and save the game for his team. Tries to win the first. Great job there. Now 3 versus 3. Cutthroat from market door stands tall against the oppression. Stands tall against the offensive. And now the bomb goes down. Tover, the man to plan it. He didn't get it down. He didn't get it down. He picked it up too early. And it's down this time. 40 seconds remain no matter which way you slice it. And more shots are being exchanged. No one wants to be the man that puts their team at a disadvantage, but at the same time, you can't stay still forever. Tover makes his way out the second they know he is there. Hunter Zone in Pirate half HP. Hypnos has to expect him. One is second swing out, and now Hunter Zone takes 2 more. It is over. Ordnance Overlords strike when it matters most, and Hunter Zone comes through for his team. An unbelievable game from him. 10 more kills than the next closest person on his team.
Yeah, I feel like this was a game of heroics on both sides. Obviously, shouts out to the Hypnos and Victini and Hunter Zone. Great performances across the board. Gino sitting at 17. And yeah, that last one just got really uncomfortable for Brewtal Tactics, trying to all come in from kitchen on the rotate. They didn't have anybody coming in from mid. They weren't able to circle anyone back around by apartments, so all the vectors of attack came from that one area. And then even though they had some util, they opted, I don't think, to really use it, and so they're just forced out those windows, and you can see it's just a killing spree for Ordnance Overloads on the other side. But always nice to see something going full regulation. Great game.
Yep, 100%. An absolute treat that we have been witness to here tonight. But ladies and gentlemen in the chat, don't go anywhere. We will be right back here with more action between these two teams. We go to their second map. Yeah, for now, we are Entry Point Esports, and we will see you all in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Entry Point Esports. I am your host, Crash, joined by my good man, Cal, and we are here for the second game of this match day 2 reschedule between Brewtal Tactics and Ordnance Overlords. Should be a good one here on Nuke as we finish up the knife round. And Cal, that last game was crazy. What are we expecting to see from this one?
Well, hopefully, if last game was an indication, a close game would be my first choice. I don't think this was a map that, when I looked at, let me check really quick. Yeah, so at least in regulation, neither team has played this yet. So be curious to see how comfortable the teams are on it. Obviously, we'll be paying attention to those yard smokes and things like that once we get into the gun rounds. But I do think it's going to be very important for the teams to come out strong early. But yeah, hopefully another close game, Crash. We got 24 rounds last time. Hope for 24 at least here.
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of different ways to play Nuke, right? And the verticality always comes into play at any level, but especially with these globals, right? Let's talk for a minute. What is the most important thing to get the amount of rounds that you need on this T side?
I think it really is just early, man. If you lose these opening, the opening pistol and then usually the force behind it, you're going to be in a bad spot where the CTs can just play so far back. They have squeaky control. That's, it feels like the choke points on this map are just so strong where the CTs can hold. Think about holding by drop or box, like by ramp over here where Victini is. And yeah, I just think it's imperative that the offense gets off early here.
Yeah, we will have to see whether or not they take your advice. So far, the yard smokes look good. They managed to cover it up with just 2 smokes. Color me impressed. And with a minute 32 left to go, Cigarette is now headed down vent, expecting the outside push.
A lot of utilities still. Danny dropping some flashbangs.
Yeah, they're going to pull out on A. Hunter Zone finds one. Or excuse me, that's Gino who finds him. Hypnos hits the ground, and now it's Iniko to try and handle it Captain Rex style with these 2 pistols. And it's Victini who gets gushed on Heaven, and now Hunter Zero will find another one. Tover will hit the deck, and now guys are falling like flies. Very quickly left in a 1 versus 3 is Cutthroat. Bomb is down, still plenty of time to go. Avoids the falling damage, tries to find the man in Heaven. Will not make it happen. Gino is there, wraps around, makes the play. Ladies and gentlemen, Overlord, excuse me, Ordnance Overlords have their first round.
I like that they opt for the util early. I don't feel like you see a lot of cross smokes like that out in yard on the pistol round because it's so expensive. It's like what, $900 to lay those 3 grenades. So hopefully that shows that they have a lot of play mind and some tactics for us here on Nuke.
Yeah, we're going to see a little bit of a MAC-10 on ramp here, but for the most part, things are very, very slow to start things out on Nuke. Minute 30 left to go. Cutthroat looks like he's going to be the man to take the first engagement here. It's Hunter Zone with this Galil. Very disciplined clearing. Doesn't look like he wants to step out too far forward yet. Minute 20 now. Chino, paranoid as squeaky presence, doesn't see one, gets tagged. My goodness, what a shot from whoever that was. Pancake will find one, Toba will drop Cutthroat, and now it's very quickly a 5 versus 3. Things are falling apart for Brewtal Tactics. Hypnosis won't even find the shot. It is a clean round for Ordnance Overlords, and they will go up 2-0.
Yeah, nice play by them. Obviously, against a full eco, I don't think the CTs bought much of anything there. I saw a bunch of USPs, but even still, good to be able to close this distance and get the fights in. Kind of a weird thing. Usually you would think of going up against Economy. You don't really want to be fighting close, but they have the SMGs in there as well, so they're able to just storm the site and a lot of the kills. Yeah. I think that's mainly what you saw there, is just the difference in armaments.
100%. And one thing I do also want to point out is that Ordnance Overlords are just playing a lot more together. They're playing a lot more organized. They have practiced for this map as a team, and it shows, but now they'll be picked apart. Victini, absolutely insane double spray, and he'll find them both, and the bomb is going downstairs. They all know this. Tover watching for the rotate. He will take down Cigarette. Now 3 versus 3 as the advantage is undone. Tover's going to stay in lobby here, paranoid of another flank. Hunter Zone now clearing out control. Cutthroat up on Silo. This is dangerous. Tover's just got to narrowly missed the gun barrel. He's got man right in front of him, and he will take him down. He is going to be able to drop him. Iniko had no idea that was coming. And with 56 seconds, Cutthroat is going to have to try and stop this bomb plant, but it looks like it's headed back upstairs. Hunter Zone's going to plant at default. And now the smokes and flashes are going to have to come out here. A two-man retake, Cutthroat from heaven, Hypnos from lobby. Sprints up the ladder, makes a ton of noise doing it, takes some fire damage as well. Flash and yard from his teammate, nothing comes of it. And now Hypnos will just back out here. I think these guys are just going to try and play for exit frags here.
Seemed like that round came all the way down to Tover, who manages to catch Cigarette trying to go through the drop down ladder. Oh, can Cutthroat get this on the way out? Oh, unfortunately can't. That's gonna be painful to lose any guns at this point, but we have another fight here. Oh no, and all of Brewery going down. So yeah, Tover, like I was saying, Tover finds that kill. Basically opens up the top site. Really interesting to see that the bomb initially goes down the stairs towards B, but then ends up coming back up with the map control that Tover is able to exert on that top site. So nice reactive play. Good stuff from Tover taking that space and for his team responding to it.
Yeah, I mean, he's done an absolutely excellent job here so far. Losing both of those guns for the CT side is absolutely devastating for their economy, because whereas they were going to take 2 guns into this round, now they're stuck on 5 pistols, and Victini, never tell him the odds. The outside smokes weren't super great. He might take advantage of that here. He's got to be careful. Hunter Zone finds one elsewhere. Iniko takes down Hunter Zone as a result. Won't find the second. 10 AGLs is there to make the play. And now it's very quickly a 3 versus 4. Cutthroat's in a great position to catch somebody off guard here, though, with the CZ. And he is very quickly the last man alive as Gino finds himself a double kill. And now Cutthroat will be killed as well. Pancake, his first kill of the round, now up to 4-1 to start this game. And Ordnance Overlords, on the side that is unanimously considered to be the most difficult one, have a 4-0 start.
I was just about to say the same thing, Crash. Basically, Brewtal Tactics needs to like stamp this out right now. You don't want to see almost another round go Ordnance Overlord's way on this half. It's already bad that they have 4 realistically, so really need to see a response from Brewtal Tactics coming into round 5.
Yeah, 100%. Your CT side is always going to be your better side on a map like Nuke, and Victini continues to play like his life is on the line. Nade going back deep is going to do 27 damage to Gino. And now he is going to swing out, won't find the kill. Gino does drop him with a rifle. And now things slow down as Iniko gets dropped elsewhere. So, 3 versus 4 in favor of Ordnance Overlords. I think they are just going to elect to play at this out. Hunter Zone finds one elsewhere. That's going to open up ramp control. Bomb is headed down. Hell is smoked. And now the question becomes, if you're Cigarette Hypnos, do you save these guns or do you try and pull off a miracle?
You know, did you have
Good
the round
start
bonus?
from Hypnos.
Ooh, and a nice pickup there. Maybe making
they
this
do have the
less
round
of
bonus.
a dream.
They're going to have to try it.
Oh, he
Less
catches
than
with the
3,
grenade.
more of a reality. Cigarette finds one control, and now he's going to nade the double doors. This could be absolutely massive if he plays this correctly. His teammate is
Hypnos is
unfortunately
so
nowhere
far.
near him. They are going to save, try and do a little bit of damage to that economy, which I feel like at this point is... it's like spitting in a hurricane.
Not
now,
much damage,
you know, you're giving up
Crash.
a 5th round. Yeah, that's just... Wow.
It's rough, you know. We really need to see a little bit more Cigarette Hypnos, who did find kills on that round, but those are the first ones for them in the game. And, you know, everybody else is on that team except for Victini just chilling at 1. Need to see a little bit more firepower coming out of the members of Brewtal Tactics. Or it doesn't matter what tactics you try to use. Not hitting shots.
Yeah, and I think at this point I'd like to see a timeout too. I feel like Brewtal Tactics needs to call a timeout to try and stall this momentum, try and stop the bleeding here, figure out what they want to do. Maybe put together a lobby crunch of some kind. They are going to be able to buy rifles going into this round. Minute 47, Victini narrowly misses the off shot, and now Gino's going to narrowly miss one of his own. And with a minute 39 left to go, things are already getting lit up here. Hunter Zone and Gino are very low, but Victini is the first to fall. Gino on the AWP, 17 health remaining. flash into Mini, and it is all but certain that they are going to try and come A here. Minute 20 left to go, and now things are slowing down. They're going to try and question this B control. Gino's got himself the kill, and now B is wide open. All they have to do is get help. Smoke swings in front of the smoke. Doesn't matter. Hunter Zone makes the play. Now 4 versus 2. And Hunter Zone has absolutely not taking prisoners today. 8-2 to start this game. Iniko is trailing close behind. Finds the first. Now, down goes Hunter Zone. Tries to find the second. Does so successfully. And
Nice.
Cigarette finds Danny.
Oh!
An unbelievable round from Cigarette and Iniko. A 3K to keep his team's hopes alive. And Brewtal Tactics have their first.
There you go. Victini goes down first, and the rest of the team this time able to rally around each other. Nice round out of Iniko there, and Cigarette both able to bring that home. Beginning of that round, super weird. You used a fighting analogy earlier, Crash. That was like when you get in the pocket and trade a few blows and then just retreat, trying to storm that A site, but forced out from the utility.
Yeah, it's one thing when one of the fighters does it, but when both of them just simultaneously at the same time decide to back out.
Ooh.
And speaking of backing out, Gino is back out to the main menu, and Victini will get dropped by Danny from Silo, but now Cutthroat answers back, and now the gloves are off, and they are going at it bumper to bumper, rail to rail, and with a minute 25 left to go, we're going to see a 4v3 in favor of Brewtal Tactics.
Nice calculated aggression from Victini, pushing up so far so fast. Unfortunately, does get picked off by the player on Silo.
Yep. It looks like they're just trying to keep themselves in control here. This round seems to be going very, very slow. Molly behind AZN. Cigarette's got to swing out, and he is forced into an unfavorable position. Hypnos finds Tover as a result, and now Iniko defends the bomb site successfully. Now it's Danny GL's all alone, but look at the position he's got. Setting up for a perfect flank. Does he consider the possibility? Does, but he misses the shot. Now swings out the pistol. Danny can't make it happen. He had a free kill lined up, and he just choked.
Okay, now we're getting into some interesting territory, Crash. Check out the money. We're Ordnance Overlords. Starting to struggle a little bit. Maybe with Tover's Bank and Pancake, they can still, gonna buy into this round. Not surprising, but if you're Brewtal Tactics, this is what you wanted to see. One more round, and you can buy yourself a lot of room here. And already, Danny on that Deagle, so not a full buy coming in.
No, that, in my professional opinion, that's probably not the best idea. But he's a grown man. He can do what he wants, and he's gonna. Oh, I thought that was him for a second. Pancake will find Iniko as he tries to push up red. Nade on the ramp smoke. Tover can't find anything. And with a minute and a half, all progress has been stalled here in the 5 versus 4. Hypnos still with his outside control. Now the smokes come in. There's the first. Now comes the second. Flash into Mini. Cigarette paranoid. Nothing there. Minute 14 left to go now. Hypnos knows that one might be top Mini here, does trade the shot, tries to find it, but Hunter Zone rips his head from his shoulders, plants his body in the ground as a warning, but Victini and Cigarette both find kills. Pancake takes down Cigarette, and now Victini answers back. 2 versus 2. It all comes down to this kill right here. Cutthroat does find it, that's a bomb! And now it is all over. Brewtal Tactics up to 3.
Triple kill in the round for Victini. Nice job holding on to that site. I was wondering if they were going to try to hit through Hut and through Squeaky before they really had the wrap coming in from Yard. And even though that was a sick shot from Hunter Zone to decapitate, I think it was Hypnos who had the op, slows them down enough to buy the time for Victini to be able to reposition a little bit there and get those kills. So good stuff from Brewtal Tactics, clawing their way back in this, and 5 is still a lot for the T-half, but oh my goodness.
Hunter Zone! What in the world just happened? Gino kills Hunter Zone and another opponent, and this lobby rush has bad results. I can hardly speak because it's all happening so fast. Victini finds one, and now Danny GL's once again has a flank on Heaven. He has somehow made it up to outside without anybody being able to keep track of him. 4 shots. 2 kills.
Victini's watching this.
Oh no, Victini is waiting right for it. Oh man, rips his head off, and that'll put Brewtal Tactics on 4.
Yep, up onto, gotta be that max loss bonus at this point for Ordnance Overlords, because I believe that is 4 in a row, right? Or something close to it.
Yes.
So, interesting territory. Good to see that Brewtal Tactics did manage to claw their way back in here so far. You'd love to see them get 7 if they can. Really make this competitive going into the next half, but we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Moving back out towards Yard.
You can certainly tell that they are feeling the pressure now. Ordnance Overlords are starting to play a little bit more aggressive. Inico does find one positioned in Africa here, and he fades into the smoke. They're not going to be able to get that kill back, but instead he tries to find another. Inico does find another. Hunterzone finds another elsewhere, but it isn't going to matter. His team's still at a disadvantage. 4 versus 3 in favor of Brewtal Tactics. Danny GL tries to swing through the smoke. Won't happen. Hunterzone finds Victini elsewhere. And it's him and Tover against the world here. Tover does find one. Trying to find a second through the smoke. Not able to make it happen. Minute 10 left to go in the 2 versus 2. Hunterzone is very, very low here. With a minute left to go, Hunterzone swinging out onto A. He's missed Cigarette entirely. He could swing out right here and take this, but he's just going to miss him. He has no idea where these guys are. Hypnos is about to walk onto a completely occupied bomb site, and now the Molotov does come out, gives away their position. 45 seconds remaining. Bomb will start to be planted. Cigarette takes him down, and now Hypnos will find the second kill. Ladies and gentlemen, we are tied at 5.
That round was all about team play. That outside was perfect from Inico. He goes and pushes up on the other side of the smoke, gets the opener kill, and then just manages to run, making a ton of noise, but it didn't matter with the smokes being down. Run back and isolate that fight on Silo. And then you saw even somebody holding Garage, I believe, pick up another kill. A lot of kills from the T's on that time, against them, excuse me, came when they were looking in different directions. Just a really nice push-pull from the CTs in that round.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job pulling the rope. Victini, again, that calculated aggression seems to be getting a lot less calculated and a lot more consistent. Swings up, won't find anything this time. It will cost him 27 HP as well. Minute and a half left to go. Hypnos finds for the first through Squeaky. Now 5 versus 4 as Hunterzone hits the floor. Danny GL is tempting fate outside, and Victini will find one elsewhere. So the rest of these guys are just kind of lined up in trophy. Just kind of waiting for the inevitable as Danny GL is going to try and wrap. Tover finds one. And now Cigarette's going to kind of try and keep this line of sight on trophy, trying to keep them from leaving. And it's Inico who will see that they are coming down ramp. Cutthroat is going to take his chance. Does he do so? Now he's going to try and swing out, but he's blind! He's completely blind! Doesn't matter! Inico tears him apart! Oh my goodness! What a great 1-2 punch right there! And Brewtal Tactics have taken the lead for the first time tonight.
Another great example of just fighting as a group, you know? Just being able to have so many different crossfire angles that you have to check. Just getting stuck. Very nice positioning from Cutthroat with the SMG, just high box over there. High drop. Good stuff, and it looks like Brewtal Tactics may be able to make this 7.
We'll have to see. Barring anything crazy, Danny GL's on that Deagle with a minute 40 to go here. Opening rollouts don't look too bad for either side. A little bit of lack of map control here from the T side. But with their equipment, can you hardly blame them? And Cutthroat, that's disgusting. What a great kill from him to start this round. And now you can see Ordnance Overlords starting to panic a bit. Doesn't look like they're exactly sure what they want to do here.
Opting so much, just everybody cloistered around this area of the map. No yard control. Even pushing up here. See, Cutthroat in position.
He senses the timing. He knows that it's off, and Cutthroat finds a second. Costs him 45 HP, but it sounds like a great trade to me. Flash doesn't necessarily work out for him, but I don't think that's what he was going for.
Crispy shot. Nice hold from Cutthroat so far. Can he get anything else?
He's going to have to hold a little bit further. That molly damage is huge, but now he knows they're committing to B.
He's
going to stay in position here. So now if they wrap through hell, they're absolutely going to know there's a bit of a gap. Oh, he's going to elect to just fall off here. And now they hear the first drop. He's falling all the way back. They're giving Brewtal Tactics so much time to set up on the B site. Now they're ready for them. And with 23 seconds left, they can't decommit from this. They have to go, but they have to funnel from just 2 directions. 17 seconds left now. They can't wrap. They've got to commit. Hunterzone finds one, finds 2. Unbelievable shooting from Hunterzone makes it a 3 versus 3. I don't believe it. Now bomb goes down. Pancake gets it on. And now it's Iniko from top ramp to try and put things back together for his team. We're going to see a 6-6 half. Great start from Hypnos. Finds one, finds two. Pancake refried cigarette. And now he misses the off shot down into corner. It's going to come down to this. Iniko takes his head off. And with more than enough time to spare, Brewtal Tactics will win 7 in a row to make it a 7-5 half.
Great comeback from Brewtal Tactics. I feel vindicated, Crash, that went almost exactly how I said I thought it might. Early success for the terrorists until their economy failed them, and then the CTs took over with aplomb. But interesting round there. The T's really got slowed down there, coming down ramp into the B-bomb side. I thought for sure they weren't going to make it nearly as far into that site as they did. So good on them, but you know, Ordnance, or excuse me, Brewtal Tactics managing to play it cool, calm, and collected, get the retake going. And now go into this half with the lead, but on a nuke. Is 7 rounds on the CT side going to be enough? Not sure.
We'll have to see here. So we're going to see these guys kind of line up. Oh, they're all going to come out. Hut and Danny GL finds the first with a USP, finds the second. Oh my goodness. 2 shots, 2 kills. And he wants more. He's getting greedy. Finds the third. Looking for the fourth. Can't find it, but I think he's done more than enough damage at this point. Pancake finds the first with the dualies, and he'll find the second. Danny GLs and Pancake just pick them apart. And uh-oh. If you're on Brewtal Tactics, now you got to be at least a little bit worried.
Absolutely. You just got hammered in the pistol, so you do not have the benefit of the opening economy that was true on the last half. So this might be about to get very ugly, Crash.
Yeah, 100%. Now, there's still plenty of time for crazy stuff to happen, right? This is Counter-Strike. Anything is, well, not anything, but mostly anything is possible, especially in a sport as chaotic as this one. But a minute 40 to go. You've got full outside. Barely anybody is watching it. Now with the Deagle, Hunter Zone swings out, tears off the head of Victini. And Tover will find another through the smoke elsewhere. So now with a minute 24 to go, Hunter Zone. He's got a chance to drop the bomb right here, but he gets shot at the top, and he just doesn't care. Ignores all sensory input as Pancake and Danny GLs clean up to make it 7-7.
Very strong start to the half for Ordnance Overlords. I know it's early, and you're absolutely right, Crash. It's not over till it's over, but definitely a rough start for Brewtal Tactics on this side. You need to get this round and stop the CT economy early, or it's going to be very painful.
Yep, and if you're Ordnance Overlords, you might want to knock on wood, because the caster curse is one of the realest things I've ever seen. I've been doing this a long time, and it has never failed me once. Minute 40 left to go, and Gino very far pushed up in the trophy here. He's just barely catch someone's shoulder here with the AUG, and now Hunter Zero is going to find one elsewhere. I keep calling him Hunter Zero. It's Hunter Zone. 118 left to go, as I just completely forget how to speak English for just a few moments. And Cutthroat kind of trying to pick up the pieces here in lobby. Not much that can be done, and now Gino's going to boost on top of this. They're forgetting. They're globals, and they're forgetting how to do this boost. This is hilarious. 57 seconds left now.
Hunter Zero for 0 boosts.
His name's not even Zero. It's Hunter. I've just been calling him that this whole time because I know it sounds cool. And with 45 seconds left, they are going to swing out. Tover finds one, Gino finds the other, and Tover will clean up. And Ordnance Overlords have the lead again.
So that was a 5 alive for the pistol, and then 4 for the next, and then another 5 alive. So yeah. I don't know what else to say.
One would say, not good if you're on the T side. Not good. Not good.
My professional analysis is to say you don't really want to see that if you're on.
Yeah. If I was him, wouldn't have done it that way, personally. But that's just me. And now, what in the world is going on here? Pancake's just going to tear him apart. They sprint through the molly, and they all die. That usually goes that way when you do that. Not much to say
2 kills.
there.
Yeah, this is looking a little rough. 2 kills so
Uh-oh.
far in this half for the offense, and 4 straight for Ordnance Overlords, who are looking very comfortable on the CT side.
Maybe it's like the other half. You know, maybe they win 5 and stop. I doubt it, but it's possible.
It is very possible.
Is looking to try and bring this game back within Brewtal Tactics' grasp. Oh, that Molly got smoked. That Molly got smoked, which means she's going to be able to open without making any kind of noise. Hunter zone tries to find the kill, but get there. Hypnos is low, however, and now he knows there's one on the other side of the smoke. Just barely misses the spray, and now Victini's going to use that to get that kill. And with a minute 20 to go, Gino now has to try and find it, and Iniko's just going to try and flash himself using the squeaky door right there. Knows nobody's there, but there is someone there. It's Tover down in dark. He will find the kill. Victini and Iniko both activate. Now Victini finds another. He's absolutely exploded here in this round. And Pancake finds the first in the 1 versus 5. Does he go for this? He knows that the bomb is on B. And he knows that they know exactly where he's at. Quarter of the time off the bomb. 39 HP. I don't like this, and Victini likes it even less. A 4K from him in the round, and Brewtal Tactics might be back in it here.
That's what they needed. 4 lives, pretty good there, and it's heroics from Victini, who was on fire last map. So we need to see them come back into it. And looking across, I hope that it's not just down to Victini. This looks like the CTs are going to come in with pretty good investment again.
We'll have to see how it goes out for him. Iniko on that MAC-10. He's going to be at a big disadvantage for whatever fight he takes. Tover just has a USP. I don't know what that's about. And Chino's going to be watching Marshmallow here. Iniko's set up in a pretty decent spot. He's waiting for those smokes to pop, and he is just going to sprint down, drops the bomb. That's going to be heard by that player in Garage. That is absolutely going to be heard. So he knows the bomb is there and that it is on the floor.
A lot of real estate from Iniko, though. And going up ladder, this is an interesting decision.
Yeah, he might catch Danny GL's off guard here. He's expecting the squeaky fight. Oh, if he'd have swung with that flash, he'd have had a free kill, but unfortunately it just doesn't work out that way. Iniko's expecting the rotate. Gino finding one elsewhere. Victini and Hypnos both finding kills as well. Iniko sprints up ladder. Now they have the A site, at least they think. Pancake comes out of nowhere from the top row, finds 2 of them. Hypnos takes out Gino and Pancake as a result, and now it's a 1 versus 2. But Hypnos and Victini are both so very low. Finds the first Tover. HE on the ground. This could do it in for Victini if it lands well. Fortunately, he burns it just a bit too early, and with 38 seconds left, can Tover do the impossible? Can he find the hot hand and ice him over? Molly in vent, and that should pretty much give away that it is going to be B. Tover's got the knife out at this point. He is going to like to go down vent anyway. He takes damage on the Molly. This is heard. And now, oh, that nade's not going to reach. It hit the sink. Now Victini's going to try and cut him off, but his back is turned! Tover! An unbelievable fight and an unbelievable shot. He'll drop him. Ladies and gentlemen, Ordnance Overlords are up to double digits.
Nice play from Tover. Throws the HE on the other side to break out the door and then just immediately rotates away from it. You can see that Victini was wondering if that was going to be the case, but wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah, did that nade reach the door? I thought it landed in the sink. It didn't quite reach. Either way, fantastic play there from Tover. Very big. And we are getting confirmation from the production desk that no, it did not reach single. Either way, big brain play from Tover, and he is rewarded with a great round win for his team. We'll see how we go here. Victini finds the first outside. That's a big kill for them. He's got to try and swing out, make that play. Quick scope through the smoke, yields no results. Nade's gonna part it for just a second, and Pancake is going absolutely insane. And now we got a big spray on the ramp. Tover's just gonna hold it down. Oh my goodness, accuracy by volume, and Tover shreds them like cheese. Unbelievable. Wow, what a shot from Tover. He just held it down and kept holding it down.
Tover saying, I want a little bit more attention, not just Hunter Zone. That was great. What a hold.
That was absolutely insane. My God, you know, it's like when you go shoot the 249 for the first time. It's you don't need to hit him with every bullet. You just need to hit him in the right place with one bullet, and he was absolutely correct in that statement. Minute 38 left to go, and now Iniko finds the first kill. Danny Giels responds in kind. Now 4 versus 3. Next thing slowed down. With a minute and a half to go. Brewtal Tactics needs something special here. And they might have it. Cutthroat is down. Ven Bomb is on his back. They have no idea. And now they're going to molly ramp. And it's going to be right on top of Tover as well. He is going to swing out, find the first. So it's Cigarette alone, 1 versus 4. Nothing but a Tech 9 and a Dream. Can he make that Dream real? He's going to try and pick up the rifle. Will he find it now as a spam single? He just has too many angles to worry about. It will not happen. Danny GLs will defuse the bomb and put Ordnance Overlords on match point.
Oh, just dicey. Brewtal Tactics just not able to really recover from going down so early on this offensive half. They haven't been able to apply pressure to the CTs enough to limit their scope of investment, but also to their plays. And even in that case, they do get the bomb down, but, you know, still most of the team left alive. So you see 10,000 on Pancake, almost 10,000 on Danny, 8,500 on Tover. It's feeling like this might be it for Brewtal Tactics, but I'm willing to be wrong.
Oh, Iniko has a great start, finds the first. Danny GLs responds. Cigarettes will burn Danny GLs in the fire as well. Bomb is going to get a chance to go down once that smoke comes back. It does. Gino finds one in the meantime. Now 3 versus 3 with a minute and a half to spare. And now we will have to see how this retake plays out. Ordnance Overlords, they've been steady, disciplined, and most importantly, together all day long. Hunter Zone, here's the drop. He knows that one is outside. Great shooting from Hunter Zone. A perfect counter strafe, and he makes the play happen. And with half the time elapsed on the bomb, they just have to take their time. Cigarette, both find kills. Brewtal Tactics is not done yet.
Ooh, Cigarette annihilates them in the hut. Oof, that was the heroic level plays that you need. We need to see it from somebody like Cigarette, who's, you know, been at the bottom of the scoreboard for these past 2 games, unfortunately. But great stuff there. Triple kill, manning that hut position. I thought for sure Heaven was going to give him trouble, but, you know, no problems with it.
Handled it like a veteran, and he needs to handle it for 3 rounds more. Hypnos finding that first kill. Tover answers back. Iniko dies on ramp. And now we will see they're going to double up on ramp here. Victini, oh no. Victini's made his way into garage. He's going to spend his time clearing this, but Gino probably has 0 idea that he could even possibly be here. Victini's not going left.
What?
Look left! Look left! You have to look left!
Oh,
he's going to skate right by him. He's going to skate right by him. He's going to elect to give up the kill.
Wow, okay.
What? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Victini's made his way all the way into heaven, and nobody knows he's
crazy.
There. He's about to tear things wide open for Brewtal Tactics. Pancake's coming up the ladder, and he's going to be seen.
No way!
No way! He does find the kill, and now things are going to activate for Brewtal Tactics. He'll find the second as well. Victini, when his team needed him most, absolutely goes insane. Oh my goodness. And the bomb will go down on A. It's Tover to try and pick up the pieces and try and salvage something out of this round. And he hears one drop. He knows one is here. And now he is paranoid of the doorway. Will not be paying attention. Victini does Victini things, and Brewtal Tactics are up to 10. Now things are starting to get a little bit worrying.
That was an insane round. I thought that was, I'm going to be real Crash. I thought that was maybe a mistake leaving that first player alive. I mean, I get sort of the thinking. If they have to come in on the retake, they have the op. It's not easy, and you maintain the information advantage all the way up to heaven. So shouldn't have doubted Victini clearly, but that was crazy. What, just back-to-back trigger discipline. Just beautiful.
Yep, it looks like Ordnance Overlords off of that are going to call a timeout. I thought for sure he was going for the knife. I thought for sure Victini was going for the knife. That would have been insane. I think I would have had a heart attack and died right then and there. With 5 seconds left to go in the buy phase, we are getting back into this absolutely insane game.
Victini doing everything in their power to try and keep Brewtal Tactics in this, and it's working so far. thing is, if Brewtal Tactics can win this, the last round is going to be a hampered economy probably. So just need this one.
Yeah, but it looks like they're off to a good start. Danny GL's forced off of his position. Iniko and Gino both finding kills, and now Pancake will find himself a double kill. Now 3 versus 3, trying to defend this. Like, tries to get to the back of the volley, won't get there. And now Tover finds a great flick. It's all over, just like that. Hunter Zone and Topher hold strong, and Ordnance Overlords will win by 3.
Close game. Well played by everybody involved. Hunter, another fantastic game, and Tover really stepping up. I mean, look at that kill-death ratio, 23 and 12. Staying alive, getting so much value in a lot of those rounds, especially on the CT half on that defense. A big reason why Ordnance Overlords is able to get this one over the line. But gotta shout out, obviously, Victini as well. Hypnos having another game. Honestly, a lot of consistency across these 2 games from the quote-unquote star players, I think, here, Crash.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing about these teams, right? As the season goes on, they're only gonna get better. So if you're Brewtal Tactics, hold your head up high. You played a great game against a great opponent. And if you're Ordnance Overlords, be ready to take it into next week. But ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's all we have for us. Shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to Obo, who was on the desk tonight making us look and sound great. Cal, thank you so much. You've been an amazing co-host. I am your host, Crash, and this has been Entry Point Esports Match Day 2. We will see you all next time.